If your baby cries for long periods at a time, it can be very distressing. This film will give you some tips on how to cope with prolonged crying and when to seek help. Sometimes babies will cry for longer periods and will seem not to be responding to the usual ways you comfort them. For the most part, this is perfectly normal and not a cause for worry, and the best thing you can do is to continue to comfort your baby.
This is obviously one of the most distressing things for parents, is when your baby's crying, distressed and upset. You feel as a parent that you should be the one who'd be able to calm them down and make them feel better. But sometimes babies cry and they may not know what it is they're crying for. And if they've just got a sense of feeling out of sorts for whatever reason, and they're not giving you clear signals, you know, they're not hungry, they're not tired, you don't know if they've got a tummy ache, you don't know if they've got a headache, and this can be really distressing for parents.
What's up? What's up? You cannot possibly still be hungry.
I think what's important at those times is for you to try and remain calm yourself, which can be hard, and continue to comfort your baby in the ways that you know can be helpful. They may not be effective in terms of, you know, your baby may continue to cry, but if you're there with your baby and you're providing that comfort and reassurance to them, that's a really helpful thing for them to know that you're there and they're not kind of dealing with that stressful situation on their own.
It's hard, isn't it? Oh.
Rebecca's baby, Poppy, is 11 weeks old. She's experienced occasional periods of prolonged crying.
We did have a period of a day to 2 days of prolonged crying, and it was quite intense because she hadn't been like that before. She'd been quite a happy, contented little baby, not too much crying, and it was very difficult. And I had to just keep working my way through all the different things. Like, well, is she hungry? Does she need changing? Does she need something else to do? Does she just need me to hold her? And actually, she just needed me to hold her, I think. She just wanted to be close. It was difficult for that period of time, but the way I got through it was I thought to myself, well, it will end.
Like many parents, Rebecca found support at a baby group in her local area.
So I go down to the breastfeeding cafe and the health visitors go there, and they were very good in helping, not even necessarily giving potential solutions. It's just helpful to go and talk to them, and then you just feel like you've sort of offloaded. Yeah.
If you feel that you're getting upset and really stressed yourself, then it's important to take that seriously. If you can get support from a partner or a family member or a friend to come and take over to give you a break, then that's a really helpful thing to do. But if that's not possible and you're with your baby, just the two of you, and you really feel like you can't cope anymore with the crying and you feel at the end of your tether, then it's really important to recognise those feelings. So the thing to do in that situation is to put your baby down in a safe place, like in their cot, and make sure they're safe, and then take a break, walk away and take some time just to gather yourself and calm down so that you are feeling less fraught in that situation.
Babies will cry usually because they're in pain, or there is something wrong. So if you have a baby that's constantly crying, first and foremost, I would advise parents to get a medical opinion. It may be that the baby is suffering from colic and does have tummy ache. That is often the cause of excessive crying in babies.
Oh dear.
If you're worried about your baby crying and you think they may be ill, or if their pattern of crying is very different, or their cry seems very different and they seem, for example, to be in pain or in more acute distress, or you feel really worried, then it is important to take that seriously, to listen to that feeling, and get advice from the professionals. So if you're worried about your baby, then speak to your health visitor or to your GP.
In the other films in the Understanding Your Baby series, you can learn much more about how you can tune into your baby and what you can do to help them learn and develop in the early months of their life.